In discussing transportation in our think tank, everybody, of course, said that fossil fuels are on their way out, thank goodness, and there are alternative, fuel sources, not just solar, but there's also maglev, heavy magnetic transportation systems, which would allow vehicles to just travel up and down the sides of buildings.
Pixel Liberation Front was hired by Alex McDowell to work on the conceptual design of the futuristic transportation system, the maglev system. He wanted to see the maglev system really developed in 3 dimensions with motion, to see what these cars would really look like, how the cars move through the city. So the maglev sequence was really, how do we design, how do we get all of this excitement and complexity of this very, very sophisticated transportation system into just a couple of shots that ILM in the end is going to do the finals on, so that you could see it, you could understand what this was.
You can come to my house, John.
No, I can't. They'll get me there. I'm not going to get haloed.
You can't run, John.
Everybody runs.
The problem was to create a vehicle that goes up those buildings, goes on a normal horizontal way and then also goes up the buildings without the passenger sacrificing safety. So we finally came up with a design that had end pods moving. So the center cabin will always stay in a horizontal version, and the end pods actually turn around and then levitate you up the building.
I'm home.
The one you see in the background, the green maglev, that is Tom Cruise's personal maglev car.
It's frustrating from a sound standpoint because the maglevs, they have no wheels, they don't touch anything, there's no scraping, they're just floating on this magnetic field, which technically makes no sound. I suppose when we do have maglevs, it's going to be pretty quiet. So we're always looking for interesting sounds that could be used for these futuristic vehicles. And the one I found for that, interestingly enough, was just from a new washer that I bought, this Bosch washer that I recorded with a contact mic. You put a mic on the surface of something and it records the vibrations inside the machine. And it got all these whirrings and electrical sounds inside this washer, and it became the basic sound for the maglevs.
Then we also have a red Lexus sports car that is driven by Tom Cruise. He drives it out of the factory where he steals it. There's a complete action scene, and he just takes the last one from the line and takes off and drives through the country. And we did a bunch, I think about 8 background vehicles, which were sort of small little electric cars. And they can also drive around, but they were used mainly for background vehicles.
Time horizon 6 minutes.
We wanted to come up with a flying vehicle that could descend from the upper city or negotiate between the skyscrapers and the upper city and the lower city alleyways. And so, based really on the idea of something like a fish, we came up with this very thin, saucer-like hover ship that could move vertically, that we imagined was very computer controlled, so it could do very precise motion. And Steven wanted, based on this sort of circular design of the ship, he wanted to create a kind of Pez dispenser. In fact, the ship's nicknamed the Dispenser, where the cops in midair could be ejected one by one in a circular seating arrangement.
The hover ship itself is 28 feet high. It weighs about 11 tons. That hover ship was placed onto a motion base. So that was a massive undertaking to build that ship from scratch, by hand, skin it, all the glass work, all the machining, all the aluminum, and fly it. We flew it with a crane and we put it on a motion base to simulate the movement.
The hovercraft to me seems like a futuristic version of the Hindenburg. So I'm trying to give it a character of that, not just air blowing or a hovercraft. We really recorded a hovercraft. We got the Air Force gave us access to a real hovercraft, a real big vehicle that blasts enough air to be able to lift tanks and carry them across land or water. And it sounds amazing.